What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about exclusive details that were revealed for the DMZ experience regarding loot, bosses, exfilling, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below because we're very close to 100,000 subscribers here on the main channel. Really appreciate it. Also, drop a like and turn notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, Warzone Mobile, and any other future Call of Duty as well. I did post a DMZ video a couple of days ago talking about everything official and even rumored that we know thus far about the upcoming experience that will be played over on Al Mazrah. Now, we do have new information to talk about here today that I definitely didn't expect to see this soon, and I think it'll blow your mind, so stay tuned for that. But also, there was an image going around during the multiplayer beta, I think during weekend 2, which did depict somehow people getting into the Warzone 2 menu, which you weren't supposed to do, but in that menu there was a tab showing Battle Royale, which we know is coming, Plunder, and even something called Warzone Alternate. So this is obviously a big placeholder menu that I'm sure you won't end up seeing when Warzone 2 does come out in November, but there is confirmation here about Plunder, and that's not a placeholder because the ESRB rating for Warzone 2 does mention that Plunder is indeed returning at some point during Warzone 2's life cycle. I'm not sure if it'll be right away at launch or if it'll be later in Season 1, later in 2023. We'll have to wait and see when that happens, but Al Mazrah will 100% be utilized quite a bit across a series of different modes we're going to end up seeing throughout Modern Warfare 2's life cycle, which I'm really excited about. So that's also reassurance for those out there that might have been a bit worried about the lack of a resurgence map in Warzone 2. At least we're getting Plunder at some point in the game's life cycle. But before we continue with some spicy DMZ updates, let's go ahead and take the sponsor of tonight's video. Now, tonight's video is sponsored by Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked is the world's leading at-home health testing provider. Now, if you guys play games or grind content as much as me, then you know how prioritizing your health can often be a challenge. Let's Get Checked is a virtual care company allowing customers to manage their health at home, providing direct access to telehealth services, pharmacy and laboratory tests, with at-home sample collection kits for a wide range of conditions, let it be COVID, thyroid, diabetes, cholesterol, sexual health, and the list goes on. Your health is one of the most important aspects of your life, and now there's nothing keeping you from ensuring that you're always at your best. Testing kits can be delivered to you in discreet packaging, and confidential results will be available from your secure online account in 2 to 5 days after receiving the samples. Now, you can use a special link down in this video's description or the pinned comment to save 25% off all orders with Let's Get Checked. But thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring tonight's video. Now back to the video. We have a ton, and I mean a ton of details about DMZ, which I definitely didn't expect to know about this soon, and I can't show you any images of said content on screen for obvious reasons, but the accounts that were posting images of this information already got taken down. Images got DMCA claimed, but I am going to read the text for you guys so you guys get a better understanding of what to expect in this new mode. So we have extract something something enemy grunt weapons. We need to acquire intel about how Al-Qatala is arming its grunts, bring back some of their weapons so we can analyze them, extract such and such enemy grunt weapons. When I say such and such, it's because the word itself really isn't visible. Can't really tell what it's trying to say. We need to acquire intel about how Al-Qatala is arming its grunts, bring back some of their weapons so we can analyze them, extract something something enemy grunt weapons. I don't know why it's a repeat. Gun runner, something called capture SAM sites. Al-Qatala has set up several surface-to-air missile sites in the DMZ. There are frequently transport planes flying overhead. SAM sites can shoot them down, allowing you to recover their supplies, capture such and such SAM sites. There is an anti-air missile. You're gonna have to extract something cash in a single match. We are low on coin because of several consecutive botched operations by your fellow soldiers. We need a lump sum urgently for an upcoming mission. Extract cash in a single match. So there's also challenges being listed here, which I'm sure will make more sense once the mode fully gets revealed. It says one big score, extract a hailstorm. Uncle Sam is looking to do some research on the weapons being distributed throughout Saba, excuse me. Acquire and extract a hailstorm shotgun, and we can use it to gain some goodwill with the feds. There's a rumor the hailstorm can be purchased at specific buy stations. Extract a hailstorm. There's also something called a storm shelter, and I wonder if that's connected to the rumor that we're gonna have a marketplace in DMZ where you could acquire certain pieces of loot which you could then reuse across multiplayer and then regular Warzone 2. I'm not sure how the trading system would work with such a system. I'm assuming you trade it virtually in the game, not with actual other people out there, but imagine if it was a CSGO type system where you can trade with real people out there. That would be fantastic. It also says kill a boss and extract their weapon case. We receive intel that the chemist has acquired a weapon case containing valuable rare weapons. Find a hard drive and upload in order to track him down. Acquire his weapon case by any means necessary. Kill a boss and extract their weapon case. There will be radioactive rewards. I want you to extract with a full backpack. And again, this is just kind of a giant list of a bunch of info, not really organized, but these are mission descriptions, objectives, contracts, rewards, a ton of info here. It also says a mission into the DMZ cannot be considered successful without extracting sufficient resources. Fill your backpack before you exfil to maximize your efficiency. Extract with a full backpack, including the backpack weapons, so-and-so, and there's something else here that isn't really clear. So that's going to be an objective, which sounds crazy. It does say fully encumbered. Empty such and such vehicles of gas. So there'll be a challenge to empty a set amount of vehicles with gas, right? So whether it's 4, 5, 10 vehicles, Al-Qatala is planning to transport weapons using civilian vehicles, drive nearby vehicles until their tanks are empty to sabotage Al-Qatala's plans. Empty such and such vehicles of gas, transport, extract with so-and-so different lethals or tacticals. There is an armament acquisition, kill grunts in Hydro using a shotgun. So a challenge in a specific part on Al-Mazrah. Travel to Hydro and get up close to the Al-Qatala infantry so you can observe their tactics. Dispatch them with the shotgun. You can acquire one in a buy station or in an enemy supply cache. Travel to Hydro and go ahead and kill grunts in Hydro using a shotgun again. Something called up close and personal, probably a challenge. Travel to Hydro X amount of times, kill X amount of riot shield grunts, which we also got a glimpse of in the Gulag over in Warzone 2. Enemy strongholds are often guarded by well-equipped grunts with riot shields. If you can outflank them, you'll have easy access to the loot they're protecting. Kill X amount of riot shield grunts. Now you guys see kind of why these features are already in Warzone 2, because the Battle Royale was built on top of the foundation of DMZ, as you guys can see. So that kind of makes sense, explaining the strongholds and AI. There's something called a guard break. Kill X amount of special forces. Heavily armored grunts will infill in case you cause enough trouble in the DMZ. We need intel on their combat capabilities. Get their attention and terminate them. Kill all armored grunts. There will be an agent provocateur. Extract X amount of liquor bottles. Before Saba was evacuated, a famous collector of fine liquors lived there. Looters have stolen and relocated most of his collection all around Saba. Find a few bottles and bring them back. They're highly valuable. Extract X amount of liquor bottles. So another objective there. Something called Under the Influence. Kill X amount of grunts at long range. Something called Good Marksman, which can take out enemies before they're ever detected. Prove your marksmanship by eliminating some AI Qatala grunts from long range. Kill X amount of grunts at long range. There's something called a Designated Marksman again. Kill X amount of grunts in oil field using a sniper rifle. The oil fields are a crucial POI for our operation. Wipe out the grunts there, but don't get too close. Acquire a sniper rifle at a buy station or elsewhere and use it to eliminate the hostiles. Travel to oil field X amount of times. Kill X amount of grunts in oil field using a sniper. And there's something called Sharpshooter. Travel to oil field X amount of times again. Kill X amount of operators with an assault rifle. Prove that you have the skills to be a helpful asset to us. Acquire an assault rifle and use it to terminate other operators. So this is actual real people, right? This is the PvPvE aspect of DMZ here. Kill X amount of operators with an assault rifle. Something called target practice. Kill X amount of operators again. We need to increase our influence in Saba. Eliminate any operators you find to strengthen our foothold. Kill X amount of operators again. Kill X amount of operators in Quarry. So a specific point of interest you have to kill real people at. Command wants to get a foothold in Quarry, but informants have told us about rampant activity from other factions. Clear out some other operators so we can move in. Kill X amount of operators in the Quarry again. Excavation elimination, eliminate competitors, kill X amount of operators with an SMG. Weapons found at the DMZ are unreliable. Verify the killing potential of a recovered SMG by testing it on hostile operators. Kill X amount of operators with an SMG. Something called close combat again. Kill X amount of grunts with headshots using a pistol. Something called headhunter. Travel to X amount of different points of interest in one single match. We need you to familiarize yourself with the points of interest in Saba to increase our operational efficiency. Travel to as many points of interest as you can and scope out the area. Travel to X amount of different points of interest in one match. Something called World Traveler, something that says wipe X amount of squads, something called the Cleaner, extract operator dog tags. So it might be like search and rescue from COD Ghost, where you kill an enemy and dog tags spawn right beneath them. Maybe you could just pick them up easily. We need proof of enemy faction presence in the DMZ to get approval for higher troop deployments. Tech will run a background check on the operator and pay you a lump sum for each dog tag extracted. Extract X amount of operator dog tags. Something called Kill and Confirm, so I guess a version of Kill Confirmed in DMZ. Complete X amount of elimination contracts, so I guess contracts from Warzone 2 will also be present in DMZ in some capacity. Al-Qatala has stationed several high-value targets in Saba. Interrupt their communications to track them down and eliminate them. Complete X amount of elimination contracts. So similar to the elimination contract from, I think, Outbreak and Cold War zombies, probably something similar there. Something called Jaeger No More. Complete X amount of hunt contracts. You can intercept enemy communications in order to find the location of hostile faction operators. Use this intel to eliminate enemy squads. complete X amount of hunt contracts, something called hide and seek. Coming towards the end here, we have hack X amount of UAV towers. It's probably be similar UAV towers to what we have in Warzone 1 right now, where you pay a couple of $1,000s for one. It does one ping to show you some enemies in the minimap. Al-Qatala has deployed UAV towers at many points of interest around the DMZ. These towers provide critical intel on the surrounding areas. Hack them so we can gain an informative advantage, and also hack X amount of UAV towers. There is an Al-Qatala informant you have to find. There's also enter X amount of different vehicle types in a single match. That's a challenge called Wheelman. Something called destroy X amount of vehicles, another challenge. And lastly, transportation options are limited in Saba. Destroy vehicles to immobilize the enemy and also destroy X amount of vehicles. That is a good limited list of what to expect in DMZ, kind of gameplay wise, boss wise, loot wise, even Xville wise. There'll be a reason to get as much as you can done in a single match to ensure your next game of DMZ is even better than the last. And we have some other details being posted by that interesting Twitter account, the Ghost of who's posted some other reliable information about Modern Warfare 2, many of which has been taken down already over on Twitter. But he went ahead and posted, DMZ will feature a key/keycard system similar to Tarkov. Each key or keycard will allow you to access specific rooms or locations on the map. So with that being said, if you guys are a fan of Escape from Tarkov, you'll probably have an advantage when hopping into DMZ if you kind of know the ecosystem and philosophy behind that game. It'll probably help you with getting to navigate around what this new experience is like within Warzone 2. And speaking of key cards or a key card system, we kind of already have that through Warzone 1. I mean, the secret bunkers across Verdansk, Rebirth, Caldera. So it looks like they're going to be utilizing some features and mechanics like that here in DMZ, which is cool, right? Randomly find a key card somewhere, you can use it to unlock a certain area around the map to get maybe better loot or to unlock certain contracts. That's going to be interesting. It also says DMZ will end up featuring something called To the Moon. The description for it says, to solve world hunger, we need you to fly a rocket to the moon and bring back as much cheese as you can. Location F6, so that's part of Al Mazrah. Objectives: gather scrap, salvage fuel, learn rocket science, and build the rocket. Now, that could even be a part of a raid or something in Spec Ops, but as of right now, it's interpreted to be something a part of DMZ, which sounds absolutely fantastic. Definitely sounds crazy. We also have a report saying DMZ keys will feature a wear system. You won't be able to use them indefinitely like you can in Tarkov. So I guess consider them the way that keys worked over in Die Rise, Black Ops 2 Zombies as an example, where you use the key once and it's gone. You gotta find a new key to be able to use that somewhere else around the map. So hopefully that makes sense. But there's also a report from the same account which does say, seems like raids will be available in 4 different ways: 1 player, 2P, 3 player, and 4P. So I made a video about raids a couple of days ago, and we talked about how as of right now it's confirmed it's a 3-player experience, but maybe it's a placeholder that lists raids as also a 4-player mode or something that you can go in on solo and duos. Or it's possible that you can queue up with as many people as you want, but it'll make sure it fills that lobby with at least 4 people before the game starts, similar to MW19 Spec Ops, where you can beat a mission with 2-3 people, but the lobby has to start with 4 people. And if you want to back out midway through the game, that's fine, but maybe the match has to start with 4 people. The matchmaking will be similar for an experience like raids, and I'm also assuming raids in general will also be utilizing many elements of Al Mazrah, just like DMZ will from Warzone 2. But the last thing I'll mention is that the Warzone 2 trailer may have snuck in a couple of frames or moments from DMZ. Considering DMZ is also on Al Mazrah, you never know if a couple of moments of gameplay in this trailer are taken from DMZ. I mean, they've done that many times in the past, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, even Sledgehammer, where they show you something that you think is for one mode, but is actually for another. You never really find that out until much later. And as a quick example that I always bring up, MW19's original reveal trailer showed us a glimpse of the Warzone cinematic cutscene that we didn't even know was going to be a part of a battle royale. We got a glimpse of that really early on, didn't even know it. So you never know, maybe some moments here in this trailer are from one of the objectives or missions that we're going to see in the new DMZ mode. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the exclusive details? I know there were a ton, but what are your thoughts on all those details for DMZ regarding loot, bosses, Xvilling, and everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.